You ready? Good. Have you ever been to Wichita, Kansas? In your life?
No, never been to Wichita, Kansas. Been to Kansas a few times, but never Wichita.
What's this, when your guys pop up on the screen like that, what's the feeling?
You know, the emotion is waiting and assuming. And so being last, you know, towards the end of the thing, there's that build-up, that emotion. It's kind of like watching a game. But I think that's the fun part of this, when you know you're in the tournament and you're waiting to see who you play and you're waiting to see where you go. And sometimes, you know, you've got players that are wishfully thinking for certain matchups. And so when your name pops up and you see who it is, you get excited about it. And then now for me, you go into strategic mode and you start trying to think of ways to compete.
What do you think about the matchup with Michigan?
I think it's a good matchup. You know, all of them are good matchups, right? And so I haven't seen them play this year. So I've got a lot of film to watch before I can really give you much in terms of how I feel about our chances or whatnot. But I think a chance to play a Big Ten team. You know, we've been scheduling high with non-conference for 4 years now. And those are the types of teams that we've been trying to build ourselves to be able to compete against. So now we have that opportunity that we've been recruiting to.
They have, I think, like 2 weeks off since the last time they played. Is that something that you think works in your favor, or would you rather have a team come play more? You can't have the best of both worlds, right? So I think with them, they're going to be fresh. And we got to be careful of fatigue with the drama that we had tail end of our game. So, you know, I think they're a well-oiled machine. They've been there before. They've done this before, the Big Ten. They're experienced. So I don't see any advantages for us with them being laid off. But I do think with us going right away and not being laid off is probably going to be our best opportunity to play good basketball.
When you think back to when you first got to Montana and the progress you've made until this point now, what does it mean for the university to get back to the dance and just for you as a coach?
It's huge because I wanted to do it my way. I wanted to build the type of culture that I was comfortable with on and off the court. And sometimes when you fight for culture and how you want young men to be or become, sometimes you might end up with less talent down the road or whatnot. And we never gave in. And for us to be sitting where we're at right now, based on that, there's a lot of excitement that we've built up to this point. And we've got a young group. We've got a lot of players back next year. So hopefully we can go be successful this year and build on it.
Given the team's success in the league's improved RPI, did you guys feel you guys should have been higher than a 14 seed?
I was hoping for a 13. You know, I didn't think we'd get a 12. I was hoping for a 13. We let a couple games slip away that probably played a role in that. I think if, you know, we could win at Stanford or at Washington, one of those two games, I think maybe we have a better chance at a 12. But we take what you can get, you know, and it's hard for the committee because they don't get a chance to see everybody play. So, you know, you go through analytics and sometimes it's hard to have a good feel for teams because some teams get hot late and that affects things. And there are a lot of teams that got hot late that push us into maybe a 14 as opposed to a 12 or 13.
You haven't talked to the guys, but obviously, what are you going to tell them to kind of, you know, stay in the moment and not let the moment take care of it?
It's one game at a time. Nothing's changed. You know, we're going to approach this tournament the same way we approached the Big Sky tournament. We approached the Big Sky tournament the same way we did conference, same way we did non-conference. But we made adjustments and tried to be a better team as we move forward. We want to be a better team Thursday than we were yesterday. But I do think if we play defense the way we played the second half yesterday, we'll have a chance.
Is it hard to take momentum from the Big Sky tournament into this tournament? I know you probably ended how you wanted to. You know, you're down 15, but you come back with that strong second half and late fourth quarter. How do you keep that momentum transferred in?
I think it's a huge build-up for us. One is the guys are going to be excited to play in the NCAA tournament, for one, play a big team. Two, the second thing is that we played through adversity. For 3 games, we came from behind. So if the game doesn't start off the way we would like, these guys aren't going to give up. And so they're going to go into this with a lot of confidence and belief and trust within each other to go out and perform. So I think these guys are going to be excited to go to work, and you know, I can't wait to see them in the gym tomorrow.
What do you tell fans to try to get them to go out to Kansas where maybe they've never been before?
If you can afford it, get a flight. We do have a few fans in the Kansas area that will be driving over, so maybe we'll have a small crowd. But you know, this is a rare opportunity. If you can afford to make the trip, you have the time to take off. The NCAA tournament is something special, and we're not the only team that you'd be there to watch. So, you know, I remember being a little kid when you did the regionals in the Kingdom, and I grew up going to those regionals, and I never forgot those moments, watching those games from the stands, and then have an opportunity to play and coach an NCAA tournament. So it was this long build-up, and so watching these games is just as special as being on the floor.
You've played in the NCAA tournament, but you have a roster full of guys who have not. How do you get ready for the atmosphere?
We're going to have to approach it the same way we have but we've got guys that play games at Kansas. We've had guys that have played games in facilities that have been packed that, you know, weren't necessarily cheering for us. In all honesty, I think we've got a chance to have the momentum with the crowd being in that region, because the Kansas crowd is going to want an upset. So for us, I think we just need to go out and perform early, get the